traffic signals by integrating virtual and real-world testing. It enables the verification of active safety performance under extreme conditions. Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center to comprehensively verify and define future travel safety. People-oriented, safety first. Geely's safety belief, deeply rooted in the development bloodline of enterprise. 1998 established a firm belief in creating high-quality, safe, and good cars. 2007, the Ningbo Declaration engraves safety first into the core of research and development. 2008, building a leading GTSM comprehensive safety management system. 2010, joining hands with Volvo, integrating global safety wisdom. 2016, pioneering the Security Identification Circle, pioneering the development system of global security. 2020, proposed the concept of vehicle comprehensive safety, leading industry transformation. Nearly 100 billion yuan in research and development investment build a solid foundation of safety. First in the industry in terms of public disclosure of safety patents, leading the development of industry safety standards. 2025, Global Security 2.0 officially released. Deep integration of global AI and global security, creating a new era of public domain security. In this context, Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center has emerged. The Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, which started construction in 2022 and will be completed and put into use in 2025, is the largest in the world in terms of land area, a comprehensive laboratory with global automotive safety verification capability. Vehicle Collision Testing Laboratory. It has the world's longest automotive safety testing track and the largest multifunctional column pre-testing area, equipped with dual rotatable impact barriers and mobile barriers compliant with global regulations. It can conduct safety performance verification in various scenarios, such as collision, rolling, and bottom collision of new energy vehicles at any angle. Sled Laboratory. Equipped with the industry-leading 3.1 millinewtons high-thrust launch system with a maximum acceleration of 108 g, it can achieve collision simulation up to 90 kilometers per hour. Equipped with the world's first self-developed AGV quick change system, it doubles the test efficiency. Pedestrian Protection Laboratory. Adopting an industry-leading 4-station common rail layout, significantly improving testing efficiency. Its walk-in temperature chamber workstation covers an extreme testing temperature range of -40 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius. All-weather pedestrian protection. Assisted driving simulation and validation laboratory. Equipped with a database of millions of virtual driving scenarios, it enables the optimization and efficient verification of ADAS algorithms under complex working conditions. Assisted driving environment simulation laboratory. It enables the verification of safety functions under all weather conditions, including rain, snow, fog, lightning, sun glare, and traffic signals, by integrating virtual and real-world testing. It enables the verification of active safety performance under extreme conditions. Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center to comprehensively verify and define future travel safety. People-oriented, safety first. Geely's safety belief, deeply rooted in the development bloodline of enterprise. 1998 established a firm belief in creating high-quality, safe, and good cars. 2007, the Ningbo Declaration engraves safety first into the core of research and development. 2008, building a leading GTSM comprehensive safety management system. 2010, joining hands with Volvo, integrating global safety wisdom. 2016, pioneering the security identification circle, pioneering the development system of global security. 2020, proposed the concept of vehicle comprehensive safety, leading industry transformation. Nearly 100 billion yuan in research and development investment build a solid foundation of safety. First in the industry in terms of public disclosure of safety patents, leading the development of industry safety standards. 2025, Global Security 2.0 officially released. Deep integration of global AI and global security, creating a new era of public domain security. In this context, Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center has emerged. The Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, which started construction in 2022 and will be completed and put into use in 2025, is the largest in the world in terms of land area, a comprehensive laboratory with global automotive safety verification capability. Vehicle Collision Testing Laboratory. It has the world's longest automotive safety testing track and the largest multifunctional column pre-testing area, equipped with dual rotatable impact barriers and mobile barriers compliant with global regulations. It can conduct safety performance verification in various scenarios, such as collision, rolling, and bottom collision of new energy vehicles at any angle. Sled Laboratory. Equipped with the industry-leading 3.1 millinewtons high-thrust launch system, with a maximum acceleration of 108 g, it can achieve collision simulation up to 90 kilometers per hour. Equipped with the world's first self-developed AGV quick change system, it doubles the test efficiency. Pedestrian Protection Laboratory. Adopting an industry-leading 4-station common rail layout, significantly improving testing efficiency. Its walk-in temperature chamber workstation covers an extreme testing temperature range of -40 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius. All-weather pedestrian protection. Assisted driving simulation and validation laboratory. Equipped with a database of millions of virtual driving scenarios, it enables the optimization and efficient verification of ADAS algorithms under complex working conditions. Assisted driving environment simulation laboratory. It enables the verification of safety functions under all weather conditions, including rain, snow, fog, lightning, sun glare, and traffic signals. By integrating virtual and real-world testing, it enables the verification of active safety performance under extreme conditions. Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, to comprehensively verify and define future travel safety. People-oriented, safety first. Geely's safety belief, deeply rooted in the development bloodline of enterprise. 1998 established a firm belief in creating high-quality, safe, and good cars. 2007, the Ningbo Declaration engraves safety first into the core of research and development. 2008, building a leading GTSM comprehensive safety management system. 2010, joining hands with Volvo, integrating global safety wisdom. 2016, pioneering the security identification circle, pioneering the development system of global security. 2020, proposed the concept of vehicle comprehensive safety, leading industry transformation. Nearly 100 billion yuan in research and development investment build a solid foundation of safety. First in the industry in terms of public disclosure of safety patents, leading the development of industry safety standards. 2025, Global Security 2.0 officially released. Deep integration of global AI and global security, creating a new era of public domain security. In this context, Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center has emerged. The Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, which started construction in 2022 and will be completed and put into use in 2025, is the largest in the world in terms of land area, a comprehensive laboratory with global automotive safety verification capability. Vehicle Collision Testing Laboratory. It has the world's longest automotive safety testing track and the largest multifunctional column pre-testing area, equipped with dual rotatable impact barriers and mobile barriers compliant with global regulations. It can conduct safety performance verification in various scenarios, such as collision, rolling, and bottom collision of new energy vehicles at any angle. Sled Laboratory. Equipped with the industry-leading 3.1 millinewtons high-thrust launch system with a maximum acceleration of 108 g, it can achieve collision simulation up to 90 kilometers per hour. Equipped with the world's first self-developed AGV quick change system, it doubles the test efficiency. Pedestrian Protection Laboratory. Adopting an industry-leading 4-station common rail layout, significantly improving testing efficiency. Its walk-in temperature chamber workstation covers an extreme testing temperature range of -40 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius. All-weather pedestrian protection. Assisted driving simulation and validation laboratory. Equipped with a database of millions of virtual driving scenarios, it enables the optimization and efficient verification of ADAS algorithms under complex working conditions. Assisted Driving Environment Simulation Laboratory. It enables the verification of safety functions under all weather conditions, including rain, snow, fog, lightning, sun glare, and traffic signals. By integrating virtual and real-world testing, it enables the verification of active safety performance under extreme conditions. Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center. To comprehensively verify and define future travel safety. People-oriented, safety first. Geely's safety belief, deeply rooted in the development bloodline of enterprise. 1998 established a firm belief in creating high-quality, safe, and good cars. 2007, the Ningbo Declaration engraves safety first into the core of research and development. 2008, building a leading GTSM comprehensive safety management system. 2010, joining hands with Volvo, integrating global safety wisdom. 2016, pioneering the Security Identification Circle, pioneering the development system of global security. 2020, proposed the concept of Vehicle Comprehensive Safety, leading industry transformation. Nearly 100 billion yuan in research and development investment build a solid foundation of safety. First in the industry in terms of public disclosure of safety patents. Leading the development of industry safety standards. 2025, Global Security 2.0 officially released. Deep integration of global AI and global security, creating a new era of public domain security. In this context, Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center has emerged. The Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, which started construction in 2022 and will be completed and put into use in 2025, is the largest in the world in terms of land area, a comprehensive laboratory with global automotive safety verification capability. Vehicle Collision Testing Laboratory. It has the world's longest automotive safety testing track and the largest multifunctional column pre-testing area, equipped with dual rotatable impact barriers and mobile barriers compliant with global regulations. It can conduct safety performance verification in various scenarios, such as collision, rolling, and bottom collision of new energy vehicles at any angle. Sled Laboratory. Equipped with the industry-leading 3.1 millinewtons high-thrust launch system with a maximum acceleration of 108 g, it can achieve collision simulation up to 90 kilometers per hour. Equipped with the world's first self-developed AGV quick change system, it doubles the test efficiency. Pedestrian Protection Laboratory.
Hello everyone, A warm welcome to our global audiences. I'm your host, Chloe.
Hello everyone, I'm Giacomo.
Thank you for joining us live. When thinking about buying a car, what's your key focus? Some might say it's the look, some might say it's the power, but what truly matters is safety. Safety is the foundation that everything else is built upon.
On 21st, we joined hands with more than 1,000 global partners to outline Geely's global development goals and strategic vision for 2030. And today, we are here at the Geely Safety Center for a deep dive tour with you and our global partners to really experience what it means to have comprehensive safety.
I'm already excited, Giacomo. Without further ado, let's get started.
Let's go. Chloe, to give you an idea of the scale here, this facility is really something else. Geely invested 2 billion renminbi, and with a floor area exceeding 80,000 square meters, this is now the largest automotive safety lab in the world. And we even secured 5 world records here.
5 world record?
Yes.
That sounds incredible. What are they?
Can you guess which one?
Well, you mentioned 80,000 square meters in total. Then I'm assuming maybe the largest automotive test laboratory in the world?
Yes, that is one. And the others are the most tests available in an automotive safety lab, the longest indoor crash test, and the 0 to 180 degrees arbitrary angle crash zone, and also the largest altitude wind tunnel lab.
That sounds very comprehensive. It seems like we're not just testing for crashes, for passive safety. We're also being on the lookout for automated safety, like active safety, everything
Correct.
related intelligently, and also for all kinds of work scenarios.
We test 27 different categories, from passive safety, more traditional, to more active safety in extreme scenarios like rain, wind, fog, snow, to ADAS and even cybersecurity.
That's very matrix. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and actually, because for us, the crash test is not only the only crash that we run, because we want to know also in advance how to prevent this kind of accident. And actually now we reached the first lab that is more traditional one, but also fundamental.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
So Giacomo, we've now arrived at our very first stop.
Yes.
The Sled test lab.
Yes, this is one of our foundational tests, because here we check the physical side. And actually, Chloe, do you know how it works?
I did some research, but I'm not exactly sure. I think it has something to do with crash testing, somewhere inside the cabin, and maybe something to do with air pressure.
Yeah, let me explain you in more detail, because basically here we fix a body in white that is like the frame of the car, and then we apply extreme acceleration and a servo brake system to really see the impact of the crash on the passengers and drivers inside the car. In this way, we can really understand how to optimize the interior design of the car, like for example the seat or the dashboard at the front.
So for instance, right now our engineers is working on the back seat, the back passenger, and what it actually does is we painted the passengers the whole head, specifically the nose, the jaw, and also the legs into different colors. And when the hit actually happens, it would actually make the marks on the front seats. So by making the marks, we can see how the impact goes. And after the test, we can make adjustments based on the seating, based on the impact position, and to minimize the damage from there.
But I know that actually we also test the driver position and the front passenger.
Yes.
How do we do that?
So we actually have a more typical test called knee mapping third-party evaluation. And how do we do that? Is that we actually mark the knees of the driver and the front row passenger. And when the hit happens, we evaluate the impact. And in this way, we see how the front row design is damaging, basically it's causing harm on the front row passengers during accidents. And after that, we'll be making improvements, making sure the damage is at a very, very minimum. Well, I think the video would probably do better than just like an actual explanation. Let's take a look.
Let's take a look.
And Giacomo, I actually have a very quick question. So this is a very detailed and very repetitive test, right?
Yes.
And if we have to do this, let's say thousands of times per vehicle in the development phase, like how long would it take?
Well, actually, in a traditional setup, this takes up to 3-4 hours to change everything because we have to change the dummies, then we have to reset the airbags and the seat belt. So, in order then to run another test. But here in GD, we have a system called AGV that is an automated guided vehicle quick change system where we can change everything in just 15 minutes.
Wow, that's a huge change. It's like from 3 or 4 hours of, let's say, a long lecture session to a 15-minute coffee break.
Yes, actually, to explain in more details, we can even watch a video about it to
let's
see
take
how
a
it
look.
works.
Wow, that looks incredible. Like it's amazing how we change from manual to all automatic. And with the AGV quick change system, we can really make adaptations like real fast.
Yes, and so we can run many more tests during the day and per year. And in this case, also, we don't have to do the real world car crash test because we can replicate in more details what happened inside the cabin with the sled test.
Wow, that's very thorough. I think, but then like I have one more question.
Sure.
So for if everyone inside the cabin is protected through the sled test lab, like what happened to all of the pedestrians or all of the environment outside the cabin?
That's what we will check actually in our next lab, where we will see more about the balance between strength and softness.
Let's take a look.
Let's go. Chloe, we've just left the Sled lab, one of our foundational testing of the test center. And actually here we tested how we can protect better the passenger inside the car without doing the actual real world crash test. And this is, in this way we can become more efficient in our testing.
I think after reviewing the whole lab, I can say that it's absolutely the foundation of passive safety. And that's precisely what we say, safety for all, for the Shanghai Auto Show last year, and precisely how we established the Comprehensive Safety 2.0 when we launched the lab back in last December. And with that, we can absolutely help protect the passengers and occupants and pedestrians at all costs from the entire domain.
Exactly.
So here we are, the Pedestrian Protection Lab.
Yes.
And I think for when it comes to pedestrian safety, like there's actually a very common stereotype that the harder the car is, the safer it is. Like in general, for when it comes to car safety, right?
Yes, but here actually it's a matter of balance. The car needs to be strong inside to protect the passenger, but soft outside to protect the so-called VRU, the vulnerable road users, like pedestrian or cyclists, for example. And here on this table, we have different head forms and leg forms of different sizes, because we have them for child and adults. And Chloe, I want to ask you a question first. Can you guess which one is the child one and which one is the adult?
Oh gosh, that's a really hard one. Let me take a look.
Sure.
So,
Take a
they
close
look,
look. You can check also.
yeah, they
the
look
weight.
almost
Yeah.
all identical. Let me measure it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm
Go
assuming
ahead.
if it's a kid, like the head would be lighter, but not necessarily this one. Maybe, yeah, this is heavy. Like a slightly bit
Slightly bit
heavier.
heavy? You
Give
feel
me a
it?
hint.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Maybe try another one. Maybe try another one.
Okay, maybe this. All right,
Try all of them. Since you
I
try all
honestly-
of them and then.
Oh.
So now you notice
Yes.
the difference.
Yes, I think this one is the heaviest. Maybe this one is the adult one.
You're correct. Okay. Because
Okay.
as you said, there are different weights. For child, the weight is 3.5 kilograms. For adults, it's 4.5 kilograms. This is because we want to mimic exactly the human head, but both for child and adults.
Exactly, because when the impact hit, we want to make sure like all of the body sections are properly protected based on the weight and the forces it might receive, right?
Yes, correct. And we actually do that more scientifically through one test over here, that is the
Yes.
head from impact test.
Yes, and that's
Let's get a closer
actually
look also.
and that's actually what we just saw in the video.
Yes.
For this test, the head will be stringed up with the strings right here, and when the impact hit, the headset would go down and smash into the lid of the car, just to mimic when the actual car accident happened. The pedestrian's head would actually hit the lid of the car. And then through the sensors in the headsets and through the marks on the front of the lid, we can properly measure how much impact it received and how much damage that may have been caused like during the crash.
Yeah, because the important thing is that the lid, as you say, the hood, doesn't have to be like a hard wall. It must absorb the impact force.
Yes,
So to
and
not
that's how
damage
we
the
minimize the
pedestrian.
damage,
Exactly.
minimize the injury.
Exactly. And then we have here other two leg forms. This one, the Apply, is the most advanced one because inside it is full of sensors to keep tracking in a more accurate way all the data and all the potential injury that a leg can get. In each point, basically, you can track everything.
Yeah, because I can see that here, like we're absolutely mimicking
It's mimicking the human leg,
yes,
actually.
the
No?
knees, the ankles,
bones,
every
the
bit of it.
ligaments, and everything.
And I'm assuming that there must be like tons of controller units
Of course,
inside,
yes.
and then maybe after the crash we can upload that to the computer to do the
analyze
analysis.
it. Exactly. And also for this, we have another test, the leg form test, also at our back.
Oh, this is
we can
actually
also get a
something.
closer look. No?
Yes, and this is actually something like we just saw in the video as
Yes,
well.
yes.
So for this particular test, the lag form will be linked to the ladder, and the compressor will be working as a smash engine. When the experiment happened, the compressor will push the lag form directly onto the front of the car to cause the damage. And then after the experiment, our engineers will extract all of the data from the lag form to do the proper analysis and to actually evaluate the potential damage. And through experiments like this, we will keep on optimizing the materials, all of the designs from the front of the car to different sections of the car to ensure that all of the pedestrians are protected at the maximum level.
Yes, this lab is basically for this, to make sure that not only people inside the car, but also people outside the car are safe when they are on the road.
So far, we've looked into the cabin crew, and that's the Sled lab. And now we have the pedestrian protection lab. So what is the secret of our passive safety?
And that's what we will find out in the next lab, where we will meet some old friends, Chloe.
Oh, old acquaintances. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go. Chloe, we reached one of my favorite labs here. It's the dummy lab.
That's one of my favorites as well.
Okay.
Let's take a look inside.
Let's take a look.
And remember, Jackal, last year when we were doing the previous live stream at the previous lab, we mentioned for this year, we're moving to a whole new different lab with more dummies and more equipments. And
here we are, finally.
Yes, exactly. And here I'm seeing a significant more number of dummies than last year.
Yeah, because we increased the number from 38 to 60 dummies.
60, wow.
A lot of them, you don't see all of them here because a lot of them are outside working. And this gives us more capabilities for testing and more diversity also.
And if we're having 60 dummies in total, then like how much would it be?
Well, the price actually is 200 million renminbi. The price for all these dummies, with an average price of 3 million renminbi. But can you guess what is the price of the most expensive one?
The most expensive one? Okay, let me think like which one would it be, and then the price maybe. Like if I take a look, maybe this one is more delicate and more comprehensive than others. Maybe it's this one right here.
You have good eyes, Chloe. Good eyes. This is the most expensive one, actually.
Wow. And if we're having, let's say, 3 million per piece, then for this particular one, maybe 5 million?
Not so close actually, because this one is 12 million renminbi.
12
12
million.
million, yeah.
So that's actually the exact price of a, let's say, a villa.
Yeah, basically, yes.
Why is it so expensive?
Yeah, there is a reason behind that. Actually, for all of them, not only this one. Basically, the reason is that we want to mimic the human body as much as possible. These are not just a piece of plastic, basically, but everything is mimicking the human body, like from the muscle, from bones, the skin. Everything is mimicking because we need to understand clearly what is the impact of every car crash. So all the sensors that you see then, this one especially, they have sensor from the head to the toe. And every sensor needs to capture the data from every car crash test because we need to understand exactly what is the injury level of each part of the body. Only in this way we can gather the data, analyze the data, and then improve the interior of the cabin of the car to make it even safer.
Yes, even from the outside, you can see like here we have the skeleton, and there are so
Exactly.
many
You see the
controllers
ribs
inside.
also here.
Yes, the metal ribs mimicking the human
Yeah,
ribs,
exactly.
and then all of the controllers being the simulators for the organs, and also the skin, the rubber, and the legs, the ankles. Everything
Everything is
is for
mimicking the human
yes,
body, yes.
yes,
Correct.
and that's probably why it's so pricey.
Exactly.
And apart from this one, I'm also seeing this
Yeah.
one lying down here, chilling. What is
Yeah,
this for?
do you know why it's in this position? You can take a guess first.
Well, I like to sleep in the car, so maybe it's a
It's also
sleeping
sleeping, I
passenger.
think. Close actually, because this one is actually testing a specific scenario, the zero gravity seating. You know, the zero gravity seating now is available in more modern cars.
Yes, that's right.
And it's a feature that makes you feel like you are sitting on a cloud, very comfortable. I think you have seen some of them in the car.
Yes.
But we notice one important aspect related to safety. If you recline the seat in this position, you have more risk to have a injury in the lumbar spine part. So the injury risk increases, but before there weren't any kind of dummies that could test this specific scenario. But eventually, we had a breakthrough in the innovation, and we created one from scratch that can test this scenario. And it's the first one that has actually the agent body parameters.
That's a huge relief because personally speaking, I'm a passenger princess, and like I love staying in the passenger seats with the zero gravity seats, and this is precisely like
perfect,
what
no?
yeah, it's perfect. It's exactly what I'm anticipating, and also if it's fitting the Asian
Exactly.
body type, then that's perfectly secure for me. So that's and that really shows like how Geely invested to make sure everybody, whether you are in Europe, you're in Asia or
Yes.
Africa, wherever you are, like regardless of the body type, you can always ensure like you are safe in the
Safe
in the
car,
Geely cabin.
Yes, correct. And talking about sizes and diversity here, you might have noticed that there are also other dummies here.
Yes,
For example, this one
it's a
is
little bit
a
smaller,
little bit
right?
smaller. Why is that?
It's either a teenager or it's probably for a girl.
Yes, exactly. It's a female dummies because in the
Oh.
industry, the majority of dummies are only for based on the male body type. So this one, of course, female, they have a different body structure compared to male. The bone structure is different, the muscle. So we need to make sure, indeed, that we can cover any kind of possibility scenario for every kind of passenger of the car. So we created these female dummies, so we can put them actually in both passenger position or driver position, so we can accurately test the injury level after a car crash. So in this way, we can really guarantee that the safety is the first priority for everyone, every kind of female, male, and children also, as you can see over there.
Yes, that's right. A
We
little
also have,
toddler right here.
We also have dummies for children to test exactly the injury level also for them.
Yes, I think from last year when we're having the Shanghai Auto Show, we announced that like safety has been always our priority, and
Exactly.
our goal is to create safety for all, for
Exactly.
everyone across the globe, and that's exactly what we're looking at. regardless of your gender, your age group, your ethnicity, wherever you are, as long as you are in a Geely vehicle, like we are always ensuring safety is your it's not even a privilege. It's a need. It's a must.
It's a foundation of the car.
Yes,
huh?
especially when it comes to mobility.
Exactly.
And Giacomo, I have one additional question. If we're having so many expensive dummies, and I'm assuming because of the controllers, they're all very heavy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So how are you going to move them?
Well, that's a good question, Chloe. Actually, it helps me to introduce the next part, the next highlight of this lab. As you say, we cannot move this by hand with the stuff here because but they're heavy, they're expensive, so every kind of accident, it's a real damage to the dummy. And that's why here in Geely, we use the AGV-enabled robots. And basically, these robots, they can carry around all the dummies to the exact location where they need to have the test. And this so becomes a faster way to bring them around, to bring them back here, and a more efficient way to move them.
So basically, instead of, I think with the previous lab, we have a troller. Basically, all of the dummies were carried with a hanger, and then someone will manually push them around between the labs. And now we are all automatic.
Have this. And actually, to make it even more clear, it's better if we watch a video to show how it works.
Wow, that's very impressive.
It is.
It's like all of our dummy has a chauffeur.
Exactly. Very efficient way to move them around. Exactly.
So if we're having the chauffeurs to carry them back and forth from work, so after they get back from the labs, are they ready to clock off, call it a day?
Go to sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
not so ready actually, because we go to the final part of the lab, where basically our technicians and engineers, they need to maintain them, let's say, because they need to check after the car crash. They need to collect all the data to make sure that it's accurate, and that so we can easily understand in this way what are the injury levels, what is the impact of the car crash, and so we can then optimize the car safety. As you can see, there are a lot of tools here to do that, to check that.
Yeah, I can see the toolkits from here. It's very comprehensive. We got all of the things needed for simple repair or like opening for calibrations. And here we also have, let's see, this is more of a calibration test equipment for recalibration on
they need to reset
on the data, on the settings, and see if they are accurate. If not, they will be opening them up for a quick check.
Exactly.
So it's basically a fitness check for the dummies.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a dummy hospital.
Exactly.
So from this lab, I think what we've learned so far is that this particular dummy lab is for the protection of everyone inside, right?
Correct.
For let's say if you're the driver, if you're the passenger, as long as you're inside, we're using dummies for the check.
Yeah, and we're checking the physical side basically of the car, no? So we want to check if the car can protect effectively people inside, but. Not only that, because here we have another lab that we're going now, that is the driver assistance system lab, where we want to check how to prevent the accident.
Yes, so let's say if you're in the forest and a deer jumping out of nowhere, or if you're at the crossroads and there's a rider coming out of the street, then like instead of having everything, instead of actually having the harm to a minimum, like we prevent it from happening.
Exactly.
At the start.
And that's what we will see now in the next lab, where we actually simulate the different scenarios to understand better how to prevent all the accidents.
I'm all excited. Let's get going.
Let's go. Where we reached the driver assistance system lab. Look at this.
Wow. When you mentioned it's an intelligent lab, I wasn't expecting this to be huge, so many servers.
And this is basically the training ground for our driver assistance system. Basically, the core idea behind this lab is to take high-risk scenarios and recreate them virtually. Because, of course, we cannot always test all the scenarios in the real world. So we recreate them virtually so we can analyze them, get in the data, and then improve continuously our ADAS systems.
I think that's especially crucial because now we're already operating in over 80 countries. So we're encountering countless of driving difficulties, different circumstances, and we absolutely need to optimize from there to avoid, let's say, some driving difficulties, especially the accidents.
Exactly. And actually, we do it with two heavyweight systems, the HIL and the data replay. The HIL means hardware in the loop. Basically, we plug in the hardware inside the virtual world. In this way, we can check how reliable the hardware is in all the extreme situations. And then the data replay, actually, we take data from real test cars on the road, and we play it back here in the virtual world. In this way, we can have more accuracy for the data, and we can actually see better if there are problems happening on the roads. Maybe those rare problems happening on the roads, we can fix them here instantly.
And that doesn't happen in a day. Back in 2014, we Geely established the safety accident investigation team. And across the globe, we investigated over 200,000 accidents in total, and during which we have pedestrian crash, we have passenger injury, we have everything included to work on the analysis and most importantly to prevent this from happening ever again.
Exactly. Thanks to this lab, basically we can run millions of edge cases that wouldn't happen so easily on the road, and also we don't have to go on the road every time because that requires more time and more costs. So we can then recreate everything here, run it here, analyze, and then improve our ADAS system, even before the car hits the road.
And even though ADAS is already a very mature system with all of the navigations, all of the accidents avoidance functions, we still need to optimize it on a daily basis. And that's our constant pursuit because at Geely, safety is for all. It's not just for one. It's not a privilege. It's for everybody in the everyday use of mobility.
Correct.
And Giacomo, I have one more question.
Sure.
If our cars are already smart enough to carry out all of the user functions, like how can we keep it safe, informationally speaking?
Yeah, that's what we're heading to now. We're heading to the next lab, that is the cyber security lab, where we will check in more detail about all this aspect.
Let's go ahead.
Let's go.
So Giacomo, we just wrapped up the test for driving assistance, but let's face it, for today's world, like all of the cars are just like supercomputers that is on the move.
True, basically, they're not just mechanical products. Smart cars now means that the data also is as important as the physical part. So we need to make sure that also that part is protected. And that's exactly what we do here in this lab. But do you know exactly how we do that? Take a guess.
Yeah, I think if we have to become a cybersecurity expert, then what we have to do is to think like a hacker.
Correct, Chloe. Basically, that's what we do here. We think in the perspective of the hacker so that we can more easily understand what are the possible vulnerabilities and bugs so that then we put them back in the system to continuously optimize our software and our systems. And that's what we do exactly in this lab. And actually, we have different core components of the testing. I can present you one by one. I can make a summary of that, so that's easier for understanding. Basically, we test everything, from the future safety, quantum, AI, meaning that we want to protect the cars from future threats, like supercomputers, for example. And also active safety, as I said before, we think with a hacker perspective, so we can easily understand the possible vulnerabilities, and then through OTA, that is the over-the-air update, we can send security patches to the car. And then also we have a global compliance safety to make sure that all our data is compliant and safe in every country in the world. And also our monitoring team is constantly monitoring for vulnerabilities 24/7. So as soon as some problems appears, then we can catch it and fix it immediately.
I think that's absolutely right. And that's actually exactly what the GD Safety Center is built for. It's built to fit the global standard, the global expectations. It doesn't just apply to just China, but then all across the continent. The safety security standard for all of the countries like the Europe, Pan Asia, and Latin America, Africa, and all of the standards are met. And when it comes to the process, Giacomo, how do we make it happen?
Let me show you, because you can see the model here. So let me show you through this model how it works. No? Okay, so basically, from the moment any intrusion is detected, then a chain of alerts is triggered, starting from our core computing centers all the way to the quantum safety service platform. At the same time, it's also synchronized with PIN code, OTA, as well as TSP. So everything happens in real time, step by step, creating a rapid coordinated response to maximize protection right away.
And everything we're presenting here is not just done overnight. This actually takes years and years of endeavors. For instance, for G-Space, we're having research and also establishments in order to make it happen. And we finally reach a full panel of 64 satellites in space. And this is precisely how we make cybersecurity into fruition step by step. And Giacomo, so after all of these years of hard work, are there any true certificates that we can proudly present to all of our users across the globe?
Yes, there is the ISO SCSAE certification, the 8800, but more recently we got another certification in October 2025, that is the GDPR Euro Privacy Certification. So that makes sure that our data is also protected against the toughest EU standards.
That's amazing to hear, because we also have a significant number of European users all across the globe, and glad to hear that. Yeah. And as we've seen all across the lab so far, from passive safety to active safety, we have the Sled labs, the dummy labs, the pedestrian safety labs, and all across to the digital landscape, our assisted driving simulation lab, and all the way to cybersecurity. We're literally protecting all of the users from physical to the intelligent level. And that's how we're working to achieve comprehensive safety. It's not just an instant work, or it's about like constant endeavors in making that happen. And one more thing I want to ask Giacomo. Because we have all of the users across the globe. We are already having establishments in over 80 countries.
Yes.
So despite everything we are having right now, one thing we can't ignore is the landscapes, the environments, the
Correct.
climates. So how do we make sure all of our vehicles here at Geely are all secure
Protected.
and protected in different environments?
That's what we will check next in the next lab, that is the wind tunnel lab, where we can check exactly how the different environments impact the car and how we then protect the car against all these different climates. But before that, let's watch a brief introduction of the lab.
Welcome back. From structural safety to system safety, all we have here in the previous lab is to make sure we work systematically to fit with the global environmental standards. And here we are at the wind tunnel lab, where we put all of the world's global climate into work. Giacomo, should we look into it?
Let's go. You know, Chloe, the wind tunnel facility can actually recreate artificially the airflow. It's actually used in many different industries, from aerospace to architecture. And in the automotive world is especially important because here we can check not only the aerodynamic development, but also more about the environmental conditions and the NVH, that is stand for noise, vibration, and harshness.
I think it's really interesting because previously I think we've all heard about wind tunnel in a way, but then it's mostly used in architecture industry or even aeroplane industry.
Yes, correct. But let me introduce you more about the entire facility and specifically about the two labs.
Please go ahead.
Actually, the entire facility is 12,000 square meters. That is roughly the size of 30 NBA basketball courts, to give you an idea. And is composed by the two parts. This one specifically is the altitude wind tunnel lab. And here we can recreate high altitude environmental conditions with the low oxygen and low pressure to really test in this condition the safety of the car and the performance of the car, to make sure that even in the harshest conditions in the world, it will always be safe for the passenger. But Chloe, maybe you can introduce the other one. What does it do?
Yes, Giacomo. For this particular lab, the environmental wind tunnel lab, we actually mimic all of the global environments. And from what we can see here, we're blowing the wind from this direction directly to the car, and to mimic all of the, let's say, from the tiny little wind to a huge blizzard, and with mimicking like different types of temperatures, different types of humidity and wind blows, we have all of the climates, all of the weather conditions tested. And everything we are doing here is to check on, let's say, how the battery performed and how the powertrain performed. Is the cabin comfortable enough for individual user uses? And Giacomo, I think we've already talked a lot about the theories and, and the lab structure, but how does it work actually in the lab?
We need to go upstairs now to check in more details how the two labs works.
Let's take a look.
Let's go. Chloe, right now we are at the altitude wind tunnel lab, and the main purpose of this lab is to verify vehicles' adaptability and reliability in a high altitude environment with low oxygen and low pressure.
And this is actually the world's largest altitude wind tunnel lab, and also China's very first altitude wind tunnel lab.
Yes.
So it's a real privilege that we get to be here today to actually take a look in person. And even more preciously, we have no experience from running at the moment. So we can actually take a look inside.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
And as we walk through this chamber, you can actually take a look at the concrete wall. This is very, very, very thick.
More than 1 meter, bro.
Yes, precisely. And the reason behind it is that we have all of the pressurized, contained environment. So we always want to make sure all of the environment is secured and also safe for all of our testing professionals. So that's why we built this chamber at a nuclear safety level.
Yeah, actually, walking inside, I want to present a little bit the system that compose all this. And basically, these are the fan system, the solar simulation system, the chassis dynamometer system, the altitude generation system, the pressurized structure, and the solar simulation system, as I said, and the emission system there.
Sounds very holistic, from all the way from altitude control to emission control. Everything stays in one piece. And also here, where we are standing right now, is the staging area of the car. As you can see here, we have the we have the spot where 4 of the wheels are positioned. And in the time of the experiment, the car will be facing forward to the wind outlet, and then drawing all the way with the wind inlet and drawing all the way from a wind from this direction over there. So the wind blow would actually create a more controlled environment for in terms of weather, in terms of humidity, in terms of altitude, the air pressure, everything working together to create a sustainable, controlled altitude environment. And as you can see from the screen, we have all of the controlling elements on the screen at real time. So we have the temperature, humidity, wind speed, everything on the screen. Even though we're sitting at a very comfortable, let's say 27 Celsius right now in the chamber, but we can do a lot more than that. And for the temperature ranges from minus 40 degrees all the way to 60 degrees Celsius, and the humidity sits between 5% all the way to 95% RH. And when it comes to light intensity, it goes from 300 all the way to 1200 volts per square meter. It can simulate an altitude of 5,200 meters above the sea level. That's basically the altitude of, let's say, the boot camp of Mount Everest, right?
Exactly. And here, Chloe, we can test different scenarios from heat management, energy management to battery management, because we want to make sure that even in this harsh condition, like with high altitude, low oxygen, low pressure, there's no impact on the safety of the battery and the performance of the battery. And also some other tests are related to the HVAC and the heat pump simulation, because we want to make sure that the inside of the cabin always stay comfortable in extreme heat or in a low oxygen or low pressure environment. And another one is to check, for example, the fluids in the car, if they work correctly in this kind of situation. So we run this kind of test to check the performance of the cars and reliability of the cars in each kind of scenario.
So it's not just about performance, right? It's about durability as well. And I think one thing also stands out is comfort. With HVAC and all of the internal cabin system, everything maintained comfortable, so that all of the users inside the cabin can have a better experience.
Yes, I think now, Chloe, is time to leave, because I think soon they have to run a test here.
Oh, let's leave them to
better if we go out. And while we go out, I want to explain you more about the 5 first. Do you know anything about this? Do you have any idea about this?
I think since we're talking about our altitude wind tunnel lab, I think we're already going beyond national first, like China's first, maybe some of the world's first. We'll take the largest altitude wind tunnel lab for one.
Yeah, that is one. And then another one, as we've seen before, is that this is the China's first built wind tunnel lab, altitude wind tunnel lab, with a full-scale concrete wall to make sure that it can contain the extreme air pressure. Another one is that this is China's first built lab that can test the low temperature, control the humidity actually in the low temperature, meaning ranging from 0 degrees to minus 20 degrees. And it can also test the low temperature sunny simulation, solar simulation. So even, for example, if you're up to the mountain where it's cold, but a sunny day, we can also test that kind of environment. Last one is about the speed, because you know that usually to change the cars inside, it takes hours, because you need to change also the air pressure. But with this, we have the first tunnel built with a transition airlock that can preload up to 4 cars. And in this way, we can cut the testing time and we become more efficient in all our testing.
So it's just like the AGV quick change system in the previous labs. We all set everything to work more efficiently, more systematically. Everything work cohesively just to maximize the speed and also to ensure the maximum safety.
Exactly. But we don't test only this, because we want to make sure that our cars are safe and reliable in all kinds of environment. For example, with rain or snow. And that's what we will actually see in the lab next door.
I think before we walk into the next lab, let's take a full look at the wind tunnel system, how it works. Let's take a look at the video. Welcome back. Now we're at the neighbor of the altitude wind tunnel lab, the environmental wind tunnel lab. And Jacopo, I think for this lab, it's just like what we discussed before. It simulates all kinds of weather, right? Exactly. You can simulate rain, snow, intense sunlight here. So with extreme accuracy, we can test every kind of scenario. So basically, from the lightest drizzle to the heaviest snow, the blizzard, we all know it better. Exactly. And this lab is actually incredibly powerful because the wind speed, for example, can reach up to 150 kilometers per hour. And that is like a disaster length, I think. And also we have the chassis dynamo system here that can push the car away to up to extreme speeds. And then while we're hitting with rain, snow, or ice. That sounds very extreme, and I think that's precisely why we need it, because we're now operating in over 80 countries around the world, and we have to face the fact that all of our vehicles are facing different types of circumstances, including the extremes. So I think that's we should take a look. And here we experiment. The car is usually chained with the chain up to the front, and with the wind inlet pushing the wind forward, and then we will be facing different kind of temperatures, humidities, wind speed, and more. Right? Yeah, exactly. Because here the wind speed during rain, for example, when we see the rain, can reach up to 160 kilometers per hour, and with snow can reach up to 120 kilometers per hour. So we can really hit the windshield, so we can test the wipers, for example, and how then the driver inside can see clearly on the road, even in these harsh conditions. I think we can all do that. So yeah, this is super important. Another scenario that we talked also before. That is HVAC and heat pump testing that we do to make sure that the interior of the car always stay comfortable and everything works properly, even in this scenario. Because we see also in the parameters we have the temperature, humidity, wind speed, and car speed that can really be changed and adapted with the extreme level of accuracy. Like, for example, the temperature can be adjusted of 0.2 degrees more or less than so you can reach really those temperatures, for example, 9.91 degrees, extremely accurate conditions to test the safety of the car. That's why we need standards like this, and I think that's precisely like what we have here in Geely. We have everything to the maximum accuracy to minimize the errors and make sure everything stays on perfect. Exactly. Well, we move back to the other side of the car. There are two important features to talk about. Do you know a little bit about that? Do you know? I think maybe if you're talking about illumination. Yes, the low temperature illumination test is one that we run to check the freezing but the right conditions of the northern winters, for example. Because even when it's cold, we can have that intense sunlight in Europe. They can actually blind you while you drive the car. Yes. And so we can actually use this feature to test the capability of the windshield, the defog and defog capabilities of the windshield, and make sure that the road is always clear for you driving. And then there is another one that is the thermal road simulation test. Now, where we test the capability of the battery to resist to high road surface temperature, up to 60 degrees, for example. So we can test how the battery is reliable and safe, even in conditions like in the desert, for example. Road temperature which really extreme. So basically, from the Arctic Circle, like let's say countries like Finland, yes, or all the way to South Africa, yeah, and also from all types of car models, from EV, hybrids, or fuel cars, we all much covered in the lab. That's what we can test here with the extreme accuracy. All the different driving scenario conditions. And I think this is one crucial lab for Geely, but then that's just not it, right? Yes. Because we're not just testing in different environments, we're also testing different road conditions. Let's say when there's a heavy rain, how would the car react? how would the car react in different speed, in different different kind of, let's say, if the kid jumps up, how the car reacts. So let's move on to the next lab section and see how we test that in real life, indoors.
So now, Chloe, we reached the ultimate testing zone. I want to show you a surprise. I have a controller here with me.
I'm looking
Some
forward
magic
to it.
will happen at our back. Are you ready?
Yes, please show me.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is huge. This is
Huge, huh?
actually the largest safety lab I've ever seen. This is
Exactly.
like what, like 3 times the size
Yeah.
we see last year?
Exactly. And actually here we also have other 2 world records. One is the longest indoor test track of 293 meters. And the other one, as you can see in the middle, is the 0 to 180 degrees arbitrarily angled testing zone.
And from here, we can absolutely see how long this track is. And I think this actually gives like more opportunity for us to take like a long range car crash, because
Exactly.
it happens like a lot often like in life than you expected. And also with the arbitrary angle here, we actually can mimic all of the long range crash scenarios, making sure whatever we imitate in this actual environment would actually take place to maximize the safety.
Yeah, exactly. But as you can see, they're also preparing some cars there. We can see now, because then later we will have actually a live car crash test. But before that, actually, we want to give you a sneak peek of a previous one that we ran before.
Let's take a look. Wow, that's very thorough. Especially you can see that like after the crash, how the car performs is really incredible. Like soon after the crash, all of the airbags are out, all of the car knobs are unlocked, and that's precisely why all of the tests are needed, making sure all of the occupants are safe and all of the passengers can actually get out right after.
Exactly. But actually, here in this area, we also test something else. Do you know what it is, Chloe?
Absolutely. It's the environmental simulations.
Exactly. That simulation is actually very useful to see in the real world with the car how actually the ADAS and LiDAR sensor, for example, they work. Because there we can simulate different kind of environments, from rain to fog and snow, and even if suddenly a pedestrian or a bike, for example, cross in front of the car.
And I think that's absolutely amazing because this is actually a very comprehensive lab section where it tested over 264 work conditions, and that pretty much covers all of the scenarios that we could potentially encounter in life when it comes to ADAS functions.
Exactly.
And also, most importantly, this is actually one of the first labs in China that can mimic the real snowy working scenarios. Correct. So especially when we have so many countries up north in the Arctic circles, this is very important, especially for our for the use of cars during winter.
Exactly. I know, Chloe, that now we cannot go there, unfortunately, because they are preparing everything, but we also prepare another video to show how it works in more detail.
Please, let's take a look. That's really, really comprehensive. We've seen like all of the tests from snowy roads to pouring rains, and also to
Yes.
different kind of, let's say, pedestrians or bicycle coming across. I think that really covers everything.
Correct. And now I guess we've seen many things here during this live streaming, from passive safety to more active safety, ADAS function, and even cybersecurity. So I think we can conclude in some ways that, in a way that basically Geely now is covering all kind of safety. It's like comprehensive safety and 360-degree protection.
Yes, it's absolutely mind-blowing for me today. And I think that is precisely why Geely is getting so much recognition over the past decades. From over 100 international recognitions to 75 five-star ratings all across the globe, including NCAP and Euro NCAP's ratings. That really shows like how strong we are when it comes to safety and testing conditions.
Yes, basically, as I say, the comprehensive safety is important for us. And in 2021, we even joined the IATF. And in 2023, we received the official certification. From that moment, we contributed to 117 safety-related global standards.
That's incredible. And actually, we just invited one of the safety experts from Geely Auto Group for a quick discussion. Let's begin.
Let's go.
Welcome back. As you can see, behind us is the body frame and the airbag components of Lincoln Co. 900. And also, lining on this long corridor on both sides are the 5-star safety certifications and also the technical patterns we've had across the globe. Each one a testament to our true Geely safety powers. And without further ado, please join us in welcoming our most distinguished guest, Mr. 周大勇, Chief Safety Technology Officer of Geely Auto Group. 大勇总，欢迎您。
Hello everyone, Hi Chloe, Hi Giacomo， 很高兴跟大家见面，也很高兴接受你们的采访，很荣幸有机会和大家做一个交流。希望今天的探访呢，让大家更懂吉利的安全的一个底气。
非常感谢大勇总。在咱们的提问正式开始之前呢，我们先热个身。Giacomo, do you have anything to ask?
Yeah, actually, I have a first question that is also asked many times by our global audience. And for Geely, is safety the first priority?
Yeah， 是的，安全是吉利造车的第一准则。就像我们走在走廊里这些专利和认证一样，我们每一项的这种技术突破，最终的指向都是守护用户出行的安全，这个作为唯一的一个目标。
非常感谢大勇总的解答。其实咱们对于咱们吉利安全和对于人的守护，永远都是第一要义。那么我先帮网友问一个大家都非常好奇的问题：咱们吉利为什么要投入这么大资源去打造这一座全球全域安全中心呢？全域安全到底意味着什么？
感谢克洛伊的提问哈，我们一直在坚守其实是一个理念，我们的安全不是一个选择题在造车里面，而是一个必答题。因为吉利的核心的初心就是以人为本、安全为先的一个理念。汽车的本质啊，其实就是守护人们的出行的一个安全的，所以安全是作为所有造车的必须的一个前提。那么吉利投入巨大的资源打造了这座中心，就是因为我们坚信每一位用户出行的安全是值得吉利巨大的一个投入的，值得用最先进的技术和最严苛的测试方法去进行一个验证和守护的。那您前面讲全域安全，我们的理解就是它不是一个单一纬度的碰撞安全，因为那是对于安全以前的理解了，它是针对于不同的这种市场，不是单一的市场的标准，而是要覆盖整个车辆从研发测试到全生命周期的一个管理，所以安全是全纬度的，它包括了车内的成员、车外的行人，甚至我们道路的环境、我们的网络的空间，全方位全场景的。而且啊，现在的全域安全还有更高的一层解释，那就是兼顾不同的国家和地区的交通环境和用户的一个需求。所以这里就是我们的全域安全 2.0 体系所覆盖的核心的一个内容，这个也是我们打造我们全球全域安全中心的一个核心的一个内容。我们希望这座安全中心呢，去打破行业里测试的一个边界，用我们覆盖驾驶安全、主被动安全、新能源安全、数字安全，甚至我们打造的公益安全等等的这个纬度，全方位的去体现全域安全的这种体系。目的只有一个，就是让全球用户都能享用到这种极致出行的一个安全保障。
非常感谢大勇总的解答，可让我们对于全域安全这个体系有了更深入的了解。其实我们也了解到啊，吉利在每一辆车的这个开发阶段都要进行大量的虚拟仿真和物理验证。那咱们的全球验证资源是如何整合完成闭环的呢？
可以讲，现在的虚拟仿真和物理实验啊，是在当下开发过程中是相辅相成的，而且是缺一不可的。那像在吉利在虚拟仿真方面，其实吉利很早就部署了我们的星瑞智算中心。它的算力已经达到了23.5亿弗劳普斯，得益于这种大的算力，所以才能开展吉利当下这种大量这种仿真的一个优化。它让我们每一台车的安全在上市之前的这种验证已经超过了12000次，它能让物理的验证啊更加合理和有效。那像这种传统的物理验证呢，也是必不可少的在当下。所以吉利在全球部署了5大实验区和16个这种验证的这种实验的基地，可以满足全球法规上面的一个验证。这些验证的开展就可以让我们前面讲的虚拟仿真的这种模型更加精准，让我们物理验证呢也更加精准，让我们整个这种验证体系搭建过程中呢，是 我们的仿真和物理验证是相辅相容的。因为在吉利，我们有一条始终认为的一个基准，叫真实世界永远比我们的标准测试更加复杂。因为我们认为吉利只有在全球开展这种本地化的这种部署，才能去验证全球这种工况。所以吉利在这种全球化部署已经超过了20多年。它通过这种捕获全球各类的这种复杂的环境的这种数据，把这些数据还原到我们这种全域安全中心里面来进行复现，就让我们安全的技术能够去在真实世界里发挥到最大的一个效果，让我们的技术标准和验证无限于接近全球用户实际用车的这种场景和这种研发的一个闭环，这种才能达到我们用户上面开着这种车能够最大的一个放心。
非常感谢大勇总的解答。其实我刚刚已经问了这么多问题啊，咱们的 Giacomo 是一个超强的科技迷，他现在已经跃跃欲试了。Giacomo, your turn.
Yeah, I have another question, especially with the increased popularity of new energy vehicles. Now, battery safety is a big concern for users. So, in this aspect, what did Geely do in the past, and what are the plans for the future?
OK， 这是一个好的问题哈。消费者的需求始终是我们奋斗的一个目标，那么安全更是我们不变的这种核心的一个追求。针对于当下的这种新能源时代，吉利的新能源车已经销往了全球的一个各地。那它在行驶的环境甚至道路上面都会遇到各种不相同的这种，那这些都会对于我们电池的安全起到这种不同的这种影响。所以我们在新能源的电池上面，我们做了很多的这种工作。我们的神盾的金砖电池就是满足全球法规上面基础上打造的，它可以在我们的全球的这种全域安全中心里面，我们也去进行了各类这种严苛的实验。比如在我们这种风洞中心里面，我们就模拟了电池可能受到这种极寒极热这种环境，我们进行充放电。在我们的安全中心里呢，又对于各类这种交通上面事故上面，我们就进行碰撞，保证我们电池这种最严苛的一个考验。这种我们是把全球的场景都放到我们这边来，去对电池做了一些这种极限的一个验证。那么其实针对于除了电池这种安全防护水平，我们还通过我们这种云端那种监控的系统，能够实时去监控电池这种状态。如果有了一些异常，我们会主动进行异常的报警和主动的这种防护。所以讲，针对于新能源这种电池，我们已经做到了防患于未然。
其实除了电池安全之外，另一个大家非常关心的问题，其实就是智能驾驶的安全。咱们吉利的智驾系统在安全层面都做了哪些特别的设计呢？在极端环境下的表现怎样？
对，就像刚才讲的，新能源的安全和智驾的安全是当下所有行业里面都是非常非常关注的。那么在智能驾驶安全方面，我们的千里浩瀚 GASD 的这种辅助驾驶系统呢，它搭载了我们的最先进的激光雷达、摄像头，还有高精度的传感器等等，它可以实现在极端环境场景下的快速的一个响应。那么为了验证这些，我们在我们的全域安全中心里面，我们就可以复现很多这种极限的那种场景。除了日常这种场景之外，我们把所有极限的场景，我们也在这里面进行验证。比如说夜晚的这种强光照射，比如说暴雨，甚至暴雪，甚至浓雾这种极限的环境，我们都会在我们这里面对于我们辅助驾驶都提供了很多这种严苛的要求。那我们在我们的实验室里面，就是针对于这些极限的场景，我们对于我们辅助驾驶系统都做了充分的一个验证。但这些我们认为还不够，我们同时还强化了我们双芯片的备份和量子加密系统这种安全的一个设计，它提升了比别人没有的这种叫安全的冗余。我们既要提升辅助驾驶这种便利性，更要守得住我们的安全底线，避免系统故障引起的这种安全问题。这种双重的备份、双重的冗余，就可以真正做到了这种我们叫辅助驾驶不添乱，安全我们是有兜底的一个底线所在的。
感谢大勇总，这个听着就已经非常安心了。咱们在参观的过程中呢，其实也了解到咱们安全中心现在已经拥有了5项世界纪录，同时呢也有非常非常多的自研能力。那么未来咱们吉利在安全技术研发上还会往哪个方向去推进呢？这些能力是否会向行业开放？
这是一个好的问题哈。吉尼斯世界纪录对于我们来讲 我认为只是一个阶段性的一个成果，因为在安全的这个技术研发，包括我们测试能力，甚至这种体系建设上面，它应该是一直不断在迭代的。那么吉利呢，现在是有了一个非常非常好的一个基础，但它不是一个终点。我们认为未来的汽车呀，接下来会有几个方向的一个发展的一个趋势。那么第一个肯定是全球化了，因为随着这种科技的发展，包括这种大家都在讲我们的汽车都要走向全球去。那在这个过程中，我们就必须满足全球的安全的标准的法规的要求，甚至满足全球的这种道路交通环境的一个要求。所以全球化是必然的一个前提。那么站在技术角度来讲，随着刚才讲的电动化和智能化的发展，那我们用车场景会越来越复杂。那么对于安全的挑战，就是从原来的单点的问题，已经演变成了我们整个系统集成的问题。所以未来技术上发展将会是多系统融合的一种安全保护技术的一个发展的方向。随着这些发展方向有了，那相关的技术也就会沿着这条多系统融合的这种去铺垫，去诞生出来了。它为了就是能实现极端场景下更加复杂的场景下去保护我们的行人啊，甚至我们的这种成员开车的这种场景。那最后一个呢，其实就是从社会角度出发，因为我认为汽车的安全问题啊，一定会是从单车的安全向出行这种环境的安全转变，就是整个全行业安全技术发展的面临的一个问题吧。所以我们决定把我们当下这种全域安全中心向整个行业甚至向整个全球开放，目的就是通过这种开放和合作，让它成为全球汽车安全测试的一个中心，甚至研发的一个中心和交流的一个中心。因为我们认为全行业一同创造更加安全的出行的一个生态，才是对社会对所有安全的一个最大的一个贡献。
非常感谢大勇总的分享，让我们对于吉利的全域安全背后的思考和投入都有了更立体的认识。那在最后，您有没有什么想要对我们全球用户说的呢？
其实最后啊，我想对大家讲，安全的发展不是局限于一个国家甚至一个专业，我是希望所有的我们的朋友们，我们一起来去共筑这种安全的一个发展，跟大家一起去把整个吉利安全的这种理念、核心的技术推向全球。也欢迎大家能够持续关注吉利安全的发展。谢谢。
Thank you, Mr. Joe. And actually now we are moving to the next area, the most hardcore one is the crash test area. And we will witness the safety system in action. So stay tuned and see you in a moment.
谢谢大家，我们稍后见。
See you.
Welcome everyone, and now we are at the most exciting part of our journey through the Geely Safety Center, because we are at the test track zone, and this one is actually one of the world record holders for Geely, because this is the longest indoor test track with a length of 293 meters.
And not only that, what we have here is also a second world record of the largest arbitrary angle test track zone, and covering from 0 degree all the way to 180 degree. And that basically makes sure we cover the crash tests from different angles, like covering all kinds of traffic scenarios, making sure all of our car models are safe under all kinds of actual crash conditions.
Exactly, and we run different tests here, from frontal collision to side collision to offset collision, and even slope and slide rollover tests. And today, what we are about to witness is the rear impact test at a speed of 84 kilometers per hour to check the integrity then of the cabin of the car and the integrity of the passenger inside, the safety of the passenger inside.
And most importantly, here at Geely, we go beyond limits. For all of the crash tests we're taking up right all above the industrial standards. And you're seeing the 84 kilometers per hour is definitely well above the industrial limits. And actually, one more important thing, Jackbo, is that this particular model we're using for the crash test today is actually the Zeekr 7X.
Yes.
This is actually one of the very, very popular model in China and around the world. And what's even more amazing is that this is a particular EV model. So we're not just testing on structural safety, but also on battery safety, how the battery performs under extreme circumstances, and also how we always make sure everybody is safe under especially after the crash, right?
Exactly. And we're inviting also our global partners to witness with their own eyes the test today, and to witness also the comprehensive safety of Geely.
Yes, and they already visited the Geely Safety Center today, just like everyone in front of the camera today. And I think it's really interesting to see how their reaction of this particular crash test, and also how they feel about Geely safety test, and also the Geely Safety Center.
Exactly. I'm really curious about the reaction.
Yeah,
actually.
me too.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Geely Safety Center. Please make full use of our signature board to leave your memory on this special day. We have some photographers on site, so you're welcome to take as many pictures as you like.
是倒计时5、4、3、2、1。
你好，这里是捷克伙伴，请问有什么可以帮您？
你好，这里是
你好，先生。
你好，这里是那个全球桥运安全中心，我们正在做碰撞测试，请您挂机，谢谢。
好的，直接帮您关闭就可以吗，先生？
是的，好的，谢谢您。
好的，注意安全，再见。
好的。
电开了，电不行。
According to the requirement, and the entire magnitude is about 110% according to the standard requirement. According to the regulation, the main focus is on high quality components, and usually we also evaluate aspects such as real structure and ornament. Initial post-test inspection has just finished, and we can see the first vehicle high voltage systems was covered, and the second, this new related system not functionally normal. For example, the eco system and the hazard, the warning lights will activate normally, and all doors will be opened smoothly after crash. And about the vehicle structure, all structural conditions were within normal range, showing a good integrated small size for instability. And all of the space was remained empty. So, based on the initial inspection, the Zeekr X met all the requirements of the test, and the further comprehensive checking will be carried out and evaluated. That's all. Thank you.
So that was amazing, actually, no?
Yes, and I've already seen a lot of crash tests in the video, but then like have it actually real and live, and then like actually hearing the boom, I think that's mind blowing.
It's mind blowing also for me. Actually, this is one of the many tests that we run here at the Geely Safety Center, because every year we run more than 2,500 tests to test everything from front collision, side collision, rear impact like today. So to really make sure that our comprehensive safety is covered, and we covered every aspect of safety for the users.
And that's what we say. We want to create a safety mobility system for everyone. We want to build the same standard for everyone across the globe, because we're not just building not building cars. We're creating a better way of living. And I think all of our global business partners have already seen like the crash test in real life, and I'm really looking forward to hearing
Yeah, I
thoughts.
want to hear their thoughts, and actually we have invited one of our global partners here to understand more about their feelings. Huh? Please welcome.
Hello,
Hello, welcome.
Hi.
hello.
Can you tell us your name? Where are you from?
Oh, my name is Mikhail. I'm from Kazakhstan, from distributor Allure, one of the most popular in our country.
Great.
And also, I think like you've already seen the crash test like in person today. Like, how do you feel about it?
Of course, it was a big impression for me, especially to be here. It's my first time when I see that big building. Actually, I'm really impressed that a lot of investment were invest here, and also the crash test was, how to say, I can't say that it was amazing, but it was impression.
And oh, go ahead.
No, I have a question actually, because after visiting also the safety center, what is your feeling now about Geely cars and Geely safety?
Of course, first things which I understand that Geely is care about their customers, because they did everything for their safety.
And also, like you've been to our international business conference, and also after being in China and also with Geely for the past couple of days. Like, if there are 3 keywords you can say about Geely, what are the first 3 keywords that comes to your mind?
Oh, I think it's safety, is family, and the third one, I think it's love.
Wow, I think that's
Great.
very, very passionate and actually very strong words for.
Thank you.
And I think that's a really good compliment. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
staying
much.
with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And Chloe, I think now it's time to invite one of our other partners to get to know and understand more about the feeling of today's test.
Yes, I'm looking forward to what she has to say. Let's invite her in.
Please welcome. Hello, welcome.
Maria.
Hi. Just to give us a very brief introduction, can you tell us your name and where you're from?
Okay, I'm Maria. I'm from Uruguay. I'm the brand manager of Geely in Uruguay. Yes.
And how do you feel about today's crash test?
I can't believe what I just saw. It's amazing to see the results of test crash, and we can see the safety developments and the high-level engineering of Geely. And really, it's amazing for me to be part of this great experience.
And if there are like 3 words you can describe about Geely, like what would it be?
Safety, customer, and a big team to do the best for globally.
That sounds incredible.
great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining
Sure.
us. Thank you. And Chakmo, I think what we hear from today is that like all of our global business partners are really impressed by the safety and also I think one keyword we're hearing over and over again is family.
Family,
love.
yes, love.
And I think that's actually the global the mindset we want to create for our customers, right?
That's right. And today, actually, at the safety center, we've seen it all. We've seen the more passive safety, like with the Sled test lab, and also the pedestrian protection lab, the dummies lab, to then the more advanced ADAS simulation verification test, and then cybersecurity. And we've also seen more about the wind tunnel lab, how it can help us to really test the car in different environment conditions to see the strength of the safety in this condition and the performance, the reliability of the performance.
And honestly, I want to thank everyone staying with us online. And also, we want to give our special thanks to Mr. Zhou Dayong, our Chief Safety Technology Officer, and for the strong words and all of the comprehensive overview about the safety technology and about our overview for the future development in the upcoming years. And I think we're already coming to a close. And just before we end up, I think we want to give a huge special thanks to all of our global business partners around the world. Thank you for staying with us. Thank you for joining us
Thank
for
you.
this
Yes, thank you for
visit.
joining
And
this
with
visit,
the GD Safety Center, with visiting the GD Safety Center, we really have a more holistic view about GD safety and what that means for us for the next upcoming years, right?
Exactly. Thank you to everyone for watching. And if you want to stay connected with us, you can follow on our social media accounts, and also stay connected because tomorrow we will have another live streaming.
And that is the Beijing Auto Show.
Exactly. So you can explore more about the Geely Tech and highlights from the presentations there.
Please stay with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you. Bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
People-oriented, safety first. Geely's safety belief, deeply rooted in the development bloodline of enterprise. 1998 established a firm belief in creating high-quality, safe, and good cars. 2007, the Ningbo Declaration engraves safety first into the core of research and development. 2008, building a leading GTSM comprehensive safety management system. 2010, joining hands with Volvo, integrating global safety wisdom. 2016, pioneering the Security Identification Circle, pioneering the development system of global security. 2020, proposed the concept of vehicle comprehensive safety, leading industry transformation. Nearly 100 billion yuan in research and development investment build a solid foundation of safety. First in the industry in terms of public disclosure of safety patents, leading the development of industry safety standards. 2025, Global Security 2.0 officially released. Deep integration of global AI and global security, creating a new era of public domain security. In this context, Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center has emerged. The Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, which started construction in 2022 and will be completed and put into use in 2025, is the largest in the world in terms of land area, a comprehensive laboratory with global automotive safety verification capability. Vehicle Collision Testing Laboratory. It has the world's longest automotive safety testing track and the largest multifunctional column pre-testing area, equipped with dual rotatable impact barriers and mobile barriers compliant with global regulations. It can conduct safety performance verification in various scenarios, such as collision, rolling, and bottom collision of new energy vehicles at any angle. Sled Laboratory. Equipped with the industry-leading 3.1 millinewtons high-thrust launch system with a maximum acceleration of 108 G, it can achieve collision simulation up to 90 kilometers per hour. Equipped with the world's first self-developed AGV quick change system, it doubles the test efficiency. Pedestrian Protection Laboratory. Adopting an industry-leading 4-station common rail layout, significantly improving testing efficiency. Its walk-in temperature chamber workstation covers an extreme testing temperature range of -40 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius. All-weather pedestrian protection. Assisted driving simulation and validation laboratory. Equipped with a database of millions of virtual driving scenarios, it enables the optimization and efficient verification of ADAS algorithms under complex working conditions. Assisted driving environment simulation laboratory. It enables the verification of safety functions under all weather conditions, including rain, snow, fog, lightning, sun glare, and traffic signals. by integrating virtual and real-world testing. It enables the verification of active safety performance under extreme conditions. Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, to comprehensively verify and define future travel safety. People-oriented, safety first. Geely's safety belief, deeply rooted in the development bloodline of enterprise. 1998 established a firm belief in creating high-quality, safe, and good cars. 2007, the Ningbo Declaration engraves safety first into the core of research and development. 2008, building a leading GTSM comprehensive safety management system. 2010, joining hands with Volvo, integrating global safety wisdom. 2016, pioneering the Security Identification Circle, pioneering the development system of global security. 2020, proposed the concept of vehicle comprehensive safety, leading industry transformation. Nearly 100 billion yuan in research and development investment build a solid foundation of safety. First in the industry in terms of public disclosure of safety patents, leading the development of industry safety standards. 2025, Global Security 2.0 officially released. Deep integration of global AI and global security, creating a new era of public domain security. In this context, Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center has emerged. The Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, which started construction in 2022 and will be completed and put into use in 2025, is the largest in the world in terms of land area, a comprehensive laboratory with global automotive safety verification capability. Vehicle Collision Testing Laboratory. It has the world's longest automotive safety testing track and the largest multifunctional column pre-testing area, equipped with dual rotatable impact barriers and mobile barriers compliant with global regulations. It can conduct safety performance verification in various scenarios, such as collision, rolling, and bottom collision of new energy vehicles at any angle. Sled Laboratory. Equipped with the industry-leading 3.1 millinewtons high-thrust launch system with a maximum acceleration of 108 G, it can achieve collision simulation up to 90 kilometers per hour. Equipped with the world's first self-developed AGV quick change system, it doubles the test efficiency. Pedestrian Protection Laboratory. Adopting an industry-leading 4-station common rail layout, significantly improving testing efficiency. Its walk-in temperature chamber workstation covers an extreme testing temperature range of -40 degrees Celsius to 95 degrees Celsius. All-weather pedestrian protection. Assisted driving simulation and validation laboratory. Equipped with a database of millions of virtual driving scenarios, it enables the optimization and efficient verification of ADAS algorithms under complex working conditions. Assisted driving environment simulation laboratory. It enables the verification of safety functions under all weather conditions, including rain, snow, fog, lightning, sun glare, and traffic signals. By integrating virtual and real-world testing, it enables the verification of active safety performance under extreme conditions. Geely Vehicle Comprehensive Safety Center, to comprehensively verify and define future travel safety.